I just got this butterfly. I just got this crazy download right now. This is so I was on an IG live. I was just on an IG live. I just did my own IG live, but I was also just watching an IG live. And this is what I realized. When you're listening to someone, it's called discernment, okay? It's called discernment. This kind of just gonna drop right into my head right now. Take in what resonates. I feel that when we're listening to people in our life, when we are having a conversation, a lot of times we're not hearing what's being said. When I say hearing what's being said, realize that the universe speaks to you through other people, okay? But are we paying attention, or are we actually listening to what they're saying, or are we listening through the filter of our mind, okay? So when we're listening to people, what we should be doing is feel them. And what I'm saying is listen with your inner being. This is also what I saw in Power of Now. Like, listen with your inner being without your mind's label and judgments on things. I feel, and I know this happens to me sometimes as well. This definitely happens to me, where I feel like this happens to a lot of us, probably all of us, honestly, where we're having a conversation with someone, and when we're listening to them, we're thinking about what we're going to say next instead of actually hearing them. Okay, we're actually we're listening to hear what we're going to say next rather than actually hearing them. Realize that they are you. They are an aspect of you. They're an aspect of source as you. So what happens is when you're connected, you're energetically charged up with each other. Therefore, they're not only speaking what's on their mind, but they're channeling your subconscious mind while talking to you. It gets real deep, but like, think about it, bro. You are thinking about them while you're talking to, oh my God. While you're talking to each other, right? Like, so let's say, for example, you're talking to me right now. As you're talking to me, I'm listening to you. And if I'm listening to you, that means I'm sending thought forms and energy forms at you, which means you're picking it up automatically, and you're actually channeling my subconscious mind. And also, not only that, my spirit guides can send a message to come out through you as well, okay? So it's like you can channel your own spirit guide or my spirit guide. It's not something you're thinking about or consciously doing, which you could if you wanted to, or if you know how to. But you see what I'm saying? So what's happening is when someone's speaking to you, no matter what you think you know, or no matter what you think they know, that's irrelevant. You should be at this place of knowing nothing. When you ask a question, take off your filter, listen to your being. Listen to your inner being, your higher self, because you have no idea what they're going to say. Just look at them as you. Look at them as your higher self, because that's who they are. They're another aspect of you. So whatever they say, it's perfectly relevant for you in this now moment. But what happens is our mind gets in the way of listening, of paying attention to what the universe is trying to tell us right now. Your spirit guides are always with you, but you're not always with your guides, right? Pay attention. It pays to pay attention. The present moment has all the answers you need, okay? But what happens is we have filters and labels, and we have all these things in the way while we're listening to them. This is it's called cognitive dissonance, right? When someone says something that goes against what we believe to be true, sometimes our brain just shuts off, and we think, oh, well, that just can't exist. Well, just because you haven't experienced something yet does not mean it doesn't exist. Realize that everything exists. We only experience what we are aware of. Everything exists. We experience what we're aware of, okay? But when you take off the filter, become nothing. Become nothing. Don't think about what I think. Oh, well, this is what I know about this, so let me just see if this fits with what I think. No. Take off your filter. Be at this, because realize this, no matter what you think, that's great. You're not going to lose that by listening to this conversation, okay? But you have to get it out the way so you can actually hear all what's being said, okay? Because when you are letting go, when you let go of your thought patterns in your head, become pure presence, now you start getting messages from the universe, or therefore, the universe is always sending you messages, but now you can become aware of these messages, okay? When you're outside of that filter of your mind, of your ego, of, well, I know this, so, and they don't know as much as me, or they know this, or a lot of times this is what happens is, right, and this, I've experienced this, I've been on both sides of this when it comes to mentorship, okay? We start getting familiar with our mentor, and what happens is familiarity breeds content, because we think since we're with them all the time, we know what they're going to say already. But in all reality, we don't know what they're going to say, because here's the thing, here's the reason why. You don't talk about everything you know. You don't talk about everything you've experienced. You only talk about what's relevant or what you got asked. So what happens is the best way to draw a lot of information from someone is start to ask them really smart questions. Ask them really smart questions to hit a certain part of their brain and a certain part of their being that they otherwise wouldn't have thought of. And you also want to get them into a flow state, because when you're in a flow state, you're naturally channeling information from not only my subconscious mind, your subconscious mind, and it just naturally flows out. But also, this is why you should be present and not think about what you're going to say. Because if you're thinking about what you're saying, you're not being present, therefore you're not flowing, and therefore you're not channeling. The whole idea is you want to channel your higher self. That's the whole goal here. When you're speaking, when you're making a video, when you're having a conversation, when you're helping a client, when you're talking to someone, get out of your own way. Your own way is your ego, your mind, your thought patterns, your filters, okay? Get your filters out of the way. Get that shit out the way. Get your ego out the way. Put it out the door. Okay, that's what your ego is. It's an idea of who you think you are, what you think you know. Okay, the whole reality is we only know what we've experienced in the physical. In the spiritual, we know everything. And the reason, the only way to access everything is to become nothing. Okay? Because in the fifth dimension, everything exists in this eternal now present moment. Whether on this planet, another star system, another universe, whatever the fuck. Okay? We're all connected to source. Therefore, we're all made up of the same energy, just vibrating at different frequencies. Okay, we're all made up of stardust. We're all made up of atoms vibrating at different frequencies. So when you're on that vibrational level of understanding, you can access any person, place, or thing by tapping into that vibration. This is how time travel works. This is how astral projection works. This is how telepathy works. Okay, how can you read someone's energy without talking to them? You go into the present moment and tap into their energy within you, because all energy exists within yourself. What? Same thing with people, place, and thing. Like, you can visualize a place in your mind, and you will go there astrally, okay? In your mind, astrally. Why? Because your vibration created the image in your mind. Your subconscious mind does not know the difference between a truth and a lie, okay? Your subconscious mind does not know the difference between a truth or a lie. Whatever you suggest to it, auto-suggestion, think and go rich. Whatever you suggest in your subconscious mind is automatically put in there. Okay, through auto-suggestion over repetition period of time. Your conscious mind has the ability to accept or reject information, okay? Your conscious mind has the ability to accept or reject information, okay? What does that mean? You say, okay, I am going to believe this, or I am not going to believe this. I'm going to reject this thought, or I'm going to accept this thought, okay? So when you're getting information from your mentors or from someone who has the results you want, you genuinely want to get your filter out the way, and you want to surrender to what they're saying. Surrender your thoughts to pick up their thoughts, and then their thoughts and energy become your thoughts and energy, and that's how you become like the people you hang around most. Okay, but if you have this idea of, oh, this is who I am and this is what I know, and that's going to hold you back from getting more. You see what I'm saying? Hopefully this helps. Hopefully this helps. Now realize this. At the first 7 years of our life, we had no conscious mind, we had no intellect, we had no ability to accept or reject any idea or information. So what we did was, it was automatically going into the subconscious mind, which created our default programs and beliefs about reality in itself. Okay? That's what our subconscious mind is programmed. They use hypnosis. They use certain colors and images and sounds and different types of, as far as when it comes to programming, this is really Jewish mysticism, what Brett was talking about, and I don't understand this fully, but what's coming up right now is whatever power you believe it is that was controlling higher dimensional, meaning above the third dimension, whether it's fourth, fifth, sixth, and not above in like physical, but just in a higher rate of frequency or a higher density, I guess you could say, basically controlling and manipulating this reality and making everyone believe a certain thought, which then creates self-fulfilling prophecy in the collective reality. Since we are all co-creating this reality, all individual minds are connected to the collective mind, and we are part of the collective mind. You could also look at it from the perspective as, hey, we're all cells in God's body. Because realize this, I'm not telling you what I am saying is true, but from my perspective, it is true. Your perspective is also true. But we can only perceive what we've experienced and what we are aware of. So when you get new information, you get new experiences and new information, you get new accesses, you get new access to new perspectives. And then just widens your awareness of existence in itself. Okay? So if you want to learn more about the world, learn more about yourself. If you want to learn about others, learn about yourself. If you want to change the world, change yourself. Okay? Be the change you want to see in the world, because the only way you can change the world is within yourself. That's it. You're not going to find the answer out there. It's not going to happen out there. What out there is only showing you what you feel in here, what you believe in here. Okay? The answers are always within. The answers are always within. Now, I have no idea what I just said, but I think this really concludes this video. It was a download I got, a butterfly dropped in my head, and it was about discernment. It was about discernment, because here's the thing. Listen to this. When it comes to who do you listen to, you're listening to people who have what you want, who've been where you are, or specifically, depending on what type of information you're looking for, you're basically listening to someone who you believe you can learn something from, okay? And when you're at that place, you're not just copying them or believing everything they say. If they have the results you want, you're questioning them until you understand why they are saying is true, or AKA why their belief they're telling you they have works in their reality. And then you can see if you want to use that belief in yours, because everything's a self-fulfilling prophecy. You don't have to believe everything you think. You don't have to believe everything you think. Listen to your inner being. See what resonates with you. Okay? But the only way for you to use discernment and see what resonates with you, you have to turn off your filter. This happens automatically in the present moment. Your feelings are much stronger than your thoughts. Okay? Your thoughts produce feelings, your feelings produce thoughts. This is all true. But here's the thing. Your heart understands things that your mind will never understand. Okay? It's an inner knowing. It's an inner knowing. Right? Follow your feelings, pay attention to your feelings. There's a reason why. There's a reason why certain agendas on this planet. There's a reason why you were ostracized for saying something opposite from the crowd. There's a reason why they give you two choices and neither one is really the right one. They say, look, you can use this perspective or this perspective. And if it's not that, you're a conspiracy, or that's fake, or you're making that up. Well, here's the reality. All perspectives are true from that perspective. Okay, but when you were fed a specific perspective or a specific narrative or a specific agenda, they're lying to you. They're saying, believe what I believe or you're wrong. That's silliness. The reality is this. Okay, what are beliefs? A belief is nothing more than a thought that you think over and over again. And a thought that you think over and over again creates a subconscious program or a belief or an agreement in your mind of what is true. But realize nothing is true. Nothing is true and everything is true. What does that mean? Let's break that down. The reason why nothing is true is because love is the only truth. Everything else is just a perspective, okay? Each perspective is true from that perspective. You see what I'm saying? But here's where it gets really interesting, okay? As we are all unique perspectives of God, of a source, we are all being incarnated into these bodies with our own specific, unique soul expression. Your true self, your higher self, wants to express God's source in a unique way through your vessel. But what happens is we get programmed and brainwashed. This is who you are. This is what you can do. These are your beliefs. This is the systems. Follow this. Believe this. And then we get brainwashed into forgetting who we are, believing this is all reality is. Do this, do this, do this. We're told everything in our first 7 years of life. Do this, do this, do this. And now what happens is that's our automatic belief. It's not to this point where we start to question reality. Usually it happens during a dark night of the soul. It's the beginning of the spiritual awakening where we start to realize, oh shit, I've been lied to my whole life. What the fuck? What do I believe? What is true for me? Okay, how do you find out what's your true expression? You have to get out of your own way. Okay, you have to get out your own way. What I like to say is, look, Jordan's not creating this video. Jordan got out the way so this video could be made. Okay, Jordan's not making this video. Jordan got out the way so this video could be made. You see what I'm saying? What is Jordan? What is your name? Look, you are not your name. The name is the label they defined you by. There's a reason why they gave you a birth date, a location, right? A name, a gender, a race, a political affiliation, a religious affiliation. Why? These are all labels to separate us. They're all labels to separate us. We are all one. We are all connected. We are all united. We couldn't separate from each other if we tried. We're all cells from the same body. Okay? They want us to believe we're separate. Why? So we're divided. Because guess what, guys? United we stand, divided we fall, right? There's a reason why they give us two choices. Think about it, guys. All perspectives are true from that perspective. All perspectives exist. They give us two perspectives. You are black or you are white. You are Democrat or you are Republican. You are Christian or you are Buddhist or you are Islam. You like this sports team or this sports team. You go to this school or, maybe not those. But you get what I'm saying. You get the point. They create two choices. When everything exists, they brainwash two perspectives. You're on this side or you're on this side. Automatically from the get-go, they separate us. Okay, we don't even know we're separated. We're sitting here fighting with our families over politics, over religion. It's ridiculous, man. Over what we eat, right? It's labels. Labels are limitations, okay? Labels are limitations because you are infinite possibility. You are a unique expression of the infinite creator, and that exists within yourself. Okay, but labels are limitations. And realize this, it's not about the words that you say. It's not about the thoughts that you think. It's the vibration attached to the words and the thoughts, okay? That's real. That's some real shit right there. That was great, right? Listen to your inner being, okay? Listen, here's what I want to share with you. You have a perspective, and I like to use the soup analogy. I've used it before. It comes from the Teachability Index, okay? How can you become more teachable? Well, here it is. I'm going to tell you right now. Think about it like this. You have your own soup, which is your own perspective. You love your soup. You think it's really good. It works for you, right? It works for you. It tastes good. You got some good ingredients in there. You got some good programs in there. You got some good beliefs in there. It's great. It's nice, right? You have some good habits maybe. It's a good soup. You like the soup. Some other people like the soup. It's a great soup. But here's the thing. There's a, not to compare better, worse, good, bad, right, wrong, right? But there's a soup out there that's different than yours that's also great. That's maybe great in a different way. That's also better in a different way. And here's the thing. We are all more evolved in more areas of our life, in different aspects of our life. So maybe I'm better at one thing. Maybe I'm great at making videos, or maybe I'm great at writing down my thoughts, right? But maybe you're great at singing a song. Maybe you're great at dancing. Maybe you're great at exercise and fitness. Maybe you can learn something from me. Maybe I can learn something from you. Now here's the thing. We're not copying each other. This is what we're doing. We're trying your soup out. How do we try another person's soup out? We ask them questions. We learn about their soup. Because think about it. Before you ask someone a question, you only see what's on the surface, which is their physical body, right? You only see what's on the surface on the physical body, or you can only feel them, right? So that's equivalent to, look, you're judging the book by its cover, right? You're looking at the soup based, oh my God, this is deep. You're looking at the soup based on what it looks like on the menu, okay? But you haven't tried the soup yet. You see what I'm saying? You look at, judging a book by its cover and judging a person based off how they look is like judging the soup by the picture in the menu. The picture of the soup in the menu, you're judging it by the menu. And this is maybe why we should really have a good physical representation that reflects how we feel inside. But anyway, as I'm saying, once you actually try the soup out, or actually maybe go on a date with someone, or maybe get to know them a little bit, start asking them questions, maybe watch some of their videos, maybe read some of their books, right? You get to know them a little bit more. What does that mean? It makes you become aware of the ingredients they're using in their soup. And this is where success leaves clues becomes very powerful, okay? Success leaves clues becomes very powerful. How is that? Because whatever ingredients they use in their soup created their soup, okay? So it doesn't mean you copy their soup. It just means, hey, my soup's great. Let me find out what ingredients out of everything I learned from eating that soup, or from asking them questions or getting to know them, what about them can I apply into my life or for my soup, okay? But for you to try their soup, you got to take your soup out of your mouth. You see what I'm saying? That's get your ego out the, God damn, that's deep. You got to get your ego out the way, and what does that mean? It means stop. It means you got to put your soup away. Get your soup out the way, bro. Get your mind out the way so you can try. For you to fully try someone else's soup and taste it, and truly taste it, you got to get the taste of your soup out your mouth. You got to really taste their soup, bro. You got to eat their soup. Be present with that soup. Really, really nurture that soup, man. Season it up nice. Like, take a nice bite of it and enjoy it. Enjoy each moment of eating that soup. That's how you truly pick up their soup and find out all those little minor ingredients. Okay, because the person you're looking at, maybe on social media, maybe on a picture on Instagram, maybe their profile, you're only getting what the picture on the menu, bro. You don't know what the soup actually tastes like. You never really, until you really get to know someone, right? And you probably, even the first time eating the soup, you're not gonna know everything about the soup. You see what I'm saying? Because the soup is deeper than you think, bro. The first time eating the soup, you might only pick up the first couple of ingredients. You're not going to know every ingredient they use the first time you try out the soup. I hope that makes sense, man. I hope that makes sense. That analogy, man. I'm the analogy king. You already know. 369, the whole universe is on my side, man. Galactic Guardian in the building. Reported for duty. 369, universe is on my side. Right? I'm the analogy king in the building. I'm the analogy king in the building. What's up? Okay? Listen to your inner being. Your heart knows things your mind could never even think about. And this is where it gets really fun. This is where it gets really fun. When you realize that you don't have to do that much. Okay? Your ego doesn't have to do that much. Why is that? You think you know everything, and you want to hold on and cling to all your thoughts about reality because you think you're so smart. Okay? This is where we really, this understanding, this higher dimensional understanding gets very powerful. When you let go of your thought, you become pure presence. And remember, you're not your thoughts, you're the presence experiencing them. So what does that mean? It means you are not your thoughts, but you are what is left after there is no longer thought, which is the presence observing the thought. So when you become presence, no longer attached and identified with all your thoughts up here, now you're in this place of receivership, of allowance, where now you can receive downloads. Like I said, this 20-minute video came from a download of one piece of information just dropped right into my brain. How did I pick it up? Okay, number one, I was on the vibration to pick it up. So then I was receptive of it. I was allowing of it. I was present. I was being present, doing what I was doing. I was like, I wonder what I'm going to do next. I tried to call this person. It didn't work out. I tried to call this person. It didn't work out. They didn't answer. It's like, okay. I'll make a TikTok. I made a TikTok, and then boom, next thing I know, pops right in my head. Here it is. What happens is it becomes this information, this higher dimensional information gets dropped in your brain. So when you stop trying to do everything yourself, then you get help from the higher realms. You get help from your spirit guides. Your spirit guides have been helping you your whole life. You just didn't know it. You just weren't paying attention or you weren't aware of it. Right? This is what happens to all of us. Like I said, your spirit guides are always with you, but you're not always with your guides. Okay? God's always speaking to you, but you're not paying attention. You're either A, not paying attention, or B, not, and this is usually the case, we're not on the vibration to be aware of it. Okay? Because we are only aware of that we are the vibration of. Does that make sense? We can only think thoughts and feel thoughts that are within the realm of our current vibrational offering. Okay? For example, good feeling thoughts attract good feeling thoughts. Bad feeling thoughts attract bad feeling thoughts. If you're in a state of depression, you're going to be thinking negative thoughts. If you're in a state of high peace, joy, and enlightenment, you're going to think thoughts of that level. But when you get so high up on that scale of frequency, you're no longer thinking thoughts. You're receiving these high dimensional downloads. And that's kind of how it works. It's based off of you. It's based off of your vibration. This isn't random. You're just accessing. What's happening is your vibration is so high, you're accessing these higher dimensions that are already within you. Okay? And the flow state is where it really gets really interesting. The flow state. You really want to get into this flow state. That's where it really gets powerful and it becomes automatic, quite frankly. You just stay in alignment with your true